Well, imagine, if you will, it's the day after Thanksgiving. Your fridge full of leftovers. Don't you stress, though.
Like every time you want to get something, you got to move 3 other things. Well, Molly is in Roseville learning ways to organize your fridge. And if there's ever a time to do it, this is the week.
This is the week. Yes, food storage is key this week because the only thing better than Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving leftovers, right? So it's the day after Thanksgiving. You have too much to worry about, like using those leftovers. You don't have to focus on the organization of those food storage containers. So we have Tidy with Trista, our organizing expert, to teach us a few tips on food storage that will last year round. Now, Trista, I do have to tell you, you know that I am not an organized person, but this does cause me stress right here.
Yes, you can automatically tell that it's visual clutter because nothing matches. So that leads me right into tip number 1, and that is to have a matching set of food storage containers, glass, plastic, whatever your preference. Just have them matching because you can't stack these. They just don't fit well. They look messy.
They look messy, and so it'll feel messy.
Yes, it's hard to keep this tidy.
Right.
So, give yourself a leg up by getting a matching set.
All right, so
Out with those.
get that out of the way.
Yes.
All right, so what's next?
Okay, this
This is interesting. Okay, we have a new word for, okay.
yeah, so this is kind of like a big debate in the organizing world, and that is, how do you store your food storage containers? Do you stack them together nestled?
Nestle.
Which is a word that we liked this morning. So do you nestle them together, wherever you store them, or do you store them with the lids on? And now, personally, as an organizer, I'm not like all in on one or the other. For me, it really depends on your space. So if you have enough space and it makes sense to, just store them with the lids on so you can just grab it when you need it, great. But if not, it does save space to nestle them together because you can, stack them and it uses up less.
Now, you are a stacker. I am a nestler, but I will say I am a nestler because I don't have a lot of room. They can't stack them, but I do lose the lids, or it's hard for me to find the pair. And I'm now thinking, I probably don't need as many containers as I have. I could probably get rid of a few and then I have room to stack.
Yeah, I think the plastic food storage containers is one thing that is really hard for people to let go of. Like, well, what if I need, 25 at one time? So, definitely don't need that many. Really be conscious of how much you're using, and then the less you have, the better you'll be able to maintain it. Okay, so then how do we store it? So I always recommend, whether you are a nestler or a stacker, is to store it in a container if it's going to be in a cabinet. It's just a lot easier when your containers are corralled, so you can stack. You can put the lids on the side, whether you do that or if you have, the food prep containers, same thing. You can use some kind of container. This can live in your cabinet. If you have drawer space also, we're going to think outside the box, and you can also store them in a drawer. That rhymes. I feel like Dr. Seuss. Store them in a drawer. So you can store them in a drawer like this, or you can even think again a little bit differently and stack them in your cabinet. We've done this for clients. This is what my husband and I do for our, meal prep containers. So different ways you can think outside the box, what makes sense for your space.
Does she stack green eggs and ham? Yes, she does, Sam. I am. Okay, are you a nestler? Are you a stacker? Either way, you can be an organizer. Thanks to her tips. I was just saying to her, too, if you're trying to get creative with Christmas present ideas this year, why not give the gift of organization? You can hire her for someone you know and love who could use a little organization. If people need to find out more about you, where do they go?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Tidy with Trista, or if you want your home organized, tidywithtrista.com.
All right, from a nestler and a stacker, happy Thanksgiving and happy leftover day the next day, guys. Back to you.
Right.
And the next day.
Right, and keep the party going.
And then turkey gumbo day.
Thanks, Molly.
Thank you, Molly.